point to it.
Sure.
See, so far, quantum technology is not even an agenda in the boardrooms, right? Okay. So far, as a CISO, what I'm struggling right now is to explain what kind of attacks we see from implementing AI, or what kind of breaches we see by incorporating third-party SaaS AI platforms and all that. But definitely, for sure, they have a clarity that over a period of time, quantum is the way forward, right? Now, there have been few discussions happening here and there. I think in the last 30 days, this is the third session where I'm seeing quantum technology and implementation and incorporation of quantum technology in the advanced or deep tech, right? But definitely, there are few industries who are definitely interested in understanding implementation of quantum technology, followed by the security controls around how do we safeguard our data. But from board point of view, right now the challenge is the AI part.
Well, has become mainstream, and it is going to stay there, and we'll be discussing volumes and volumes about AI in the next few years. Because you have the mic, Rohit, I would like to ask one more question on that. We discussed that this is quantum computing is imminent, and it's going to be a reality. So if organizations are going to start, where do they start now? What exactly they should start, whether it's cryptography, data assessment, or
Yeah.
where do they start?
See, irrespective of quantum technology or not, as a security professional, what I always start with is the visibility of your assets, right? Let's talk about visibility, understand your assets, and in perspective of quantum, what I look at is when we talk about visibility, where are we using encryption protocols? At what layer, at which applications, and what kind of encryption algorithms we are using. If we can do a discovery of what we are using right now, followed by which assets. When I talk about assets, when it comes to quantum, it's all about data, right? And most of the time we talk about data security, but with respect to quantum, what I would also look at is the data life cycle. Okay, till when do we need this data? See, of course, every data is critical, every data is important, but when it comes to securing data from quantum, post-quantum challenges, implementation challenges, the fact would be if you can segregate your PII, sensitive PII, internal, confidential, the data classification, followed by for how long you want to store the data. See, there are some companies, my company, we store PII and sensitive PII for almost 7 years. Now, if I have data for 7 years, and if I am encrypting that data to ensure it is not being breached, even if it is breached, it is confidential. With post-quantum, I need to understand what cryptographic controls we have, which versions I am using, which algorithms we are using, followed by how effective they are if the quantum technology in place and they're already hackers are already investigating. Once I have these two things in clear, then followed by the, like other panelists mentioned, we have to start looking at crypto bill of material. One challenge that I have is all the organizations are still suffering with SBOM. SBOM itself is a difficult task for many of the organizations. Now, if I say crypto bomb, and they would always come with the simple answer like we already have TLS 1.2. But TLS 1.2 is not the only thing that we are supposed to think of cryptography, right? You have RSA in email security, you have AES, you have, and Veeam also uses a lot of their own in-house proprietary encryption algorithms. So which algorithms, where we are using, what versions, and how frequently we are changing them, all these things have to be put in place. And only then you'll have a clarity of how you're going to safeguard your data.
I still believe we are not sure about the challenges.
Exactly. Unless we see an attack, we'll not be able to see. What all we heard so far is quantum technology can break your RSU. And like Jasprit mentioned, 21 seconds. But do we have a mechanism where we can keep changing the certificates, or even if the data is already harvested right now, can we make it useless even if the hacker is cracking the encryption?